Bringing hope the world
Around
over.
the clock.
Hope
Around
Channel.
the globe.
There is hope. Hope Channel.
What if we said you could add 10 years to your life?
What if we said we could reverse your disease? Would you believe us?
Here's a fact. An average person sleeps about 1/3 of his life.
Wow.
And if you deprive yourself from that sleep, you would be able to have an equivalent as if you have taken in some alcohol.
But here's a fact. You don't have to be like that. We offer you no fountains of youth, no magical pills, no radical surgeries. Just simple, practical advice guaranteed to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. I'm Wian.
And I'm Mark. Together, we would like to welcome you to another episode of
Longevity Secrets.
Here's a fact. An average person sleeps about 1/3 of his life. And if you deprive yourself of that sleep, it's like you have taken in alcohol all throughout your life.
But here's the secret. You don't have to be like that. We offer you no fountains of youth, no magical pills, no radical surgery. Just plain, simple, yet practical advice guaranteed to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. I'm Lian.
And I'm Mark. And together, we would like to welcome you to another episode of
Longevity Secrets. Now, Mark, most Filipinos nowadays enter call centers to become call center agents.
Yes.
On the surface, this may seem like an ideal job, you know, high salaries with good benefits. The Need Health Ministries conducted a seminar at the famous call center just a few months ago.
Really?
Yes, you know what they discovered? They discovered that most call center employees do not get enough sleep. Why?
Why?
Well, during the night, they work, and then they go out during the day. At night, they work again,
Wow.
giving them 0 hours for rest.
That's really amazing. But I know, Wian, that is not only exclusive to call center agents. A lot of students right now and some of the office workers work even graveyard shifts, as we call it, just in order to provide for the family. But now, let us welcome Mr. David Verona, the president of Need Health Ministries, to give us some insights on how to rest properly and how to attain a well-balanced sleep.
We're back again for our longevity secrets, and our topic this time is about rest. I want you to be healthy not because of chance, but because you chose to be one. And many people, if you would notice, that they are tired. Some are even sick of being tired, and they really need to have some rest. In our society today, we do not value the importance of sleep, and sleep somehow is considered a waste of time, and it's a kind of a bare necessity that it has to be finished immediately as soon as possible because it's just not really necessary. Now, reluctantly to say that there are many restaurants, many supermarkets nowadays that are alluring our folks, are luring our people until the wee hours of the morning. And as per the study in America, in United States, there is a 20% decrease in the sleeping hours as reported in Wake Up America in 1993. And what does that 20% mean? It's an hour and a half less of sleeping. And with that, 40% of our Americans feel sleepy, and somehow it interferes with their daily activities. At the office, they feel sleepy. And of critical concern, it has on our safety, particularly on highway travels, because they have found out in USA alone, that there's an average of more than 100,000 vehicular crashes a year that has something to do with lack of sleep. And amazingly, a research in Canada has been conducted and has shown that traffic accidents rise up by 8% following the 24-hour declaration of the springtime change, and that's only depriving them an hour of sleep. However, it has also been observed that at fall time change, 24 hours after that, there is also a decrease or a decline by 8%, and that's by gaining sleep for another hour. On one study again, Wake Up America has said in 1993 and has showed us that in 1925, our grandparents, great-grandparents slept an average of 8 to 9 hours. You know, when the sun sets, that's the time they also sleep. When the roosters, when the chickens goes to the pen, well, that's the time they also sleep. But today, in the recent study, an average teenager, an average person sleeps around 7 hours. But if that would be updated on the year 2000 setup, that would be only 4 hours, 5 hours, sometimes even less. So we would see there a decline already in the sleeping pattern of our teenagers. Recent surveys in the United States, especially for the American teens under 18, indicates that they feel tired during the day. And you know what? In their school, around 15% fall asleep. That's why they really don't get the maximum studies that they have. Informations are somehow disregarded because they just lack that sleep. And now there a question arises, why is really sleep that necessary? Well, depriving of ourselves of sleep is just like food. When you don't eat enough food, somehow you lessen your weight, you lessen on a gradual basis, and eventually you will lose weight. However, if you do that again also with the sleeping pattern, as we deprive ourselves of sleep from day to day, and then on a cumulative basis, this is what would happen. Accumulation of sleep will really give detrimental results. So if we do that, we will say 1 hour of lesser sleep a day, and once we have it on a 7-day basis, we will have 7 hours of deprived sleep during the week, which simply means we haven't slept for one entire night. So 1 entire night a week, go that again for a month, go for a year, continue, and so forth. And instead of living longer, somehow you are shortening your lifespan. Now, 3 to 8 hours sleep deprivation produces some kind of noticeable effects. Now, let's see on that. On our physical and mental performance, we could see the difference. How is it? Well, they have studied, let's say, for example, in the research in French cyclists, they have observed that once the cyclist has slept only 3 hours, he gets fatigued earlier, faster, and his endurance is shortened. So with us also, even in our daily lives, if we have shortened sleep, we are deprived from our sleep, what happens is we really can't perform much on the day. Evidently, there are some researchers also that are showing evidence that as we deprive ourselves from sleep, then our immune system weakens. And that's something big because we are opening our body, we are subjecting our body to the coming and the receiving of these diseases. Now, Another one is when we have sleep deprivation is that the direct effect on our mental thinking and the efficiency as to how it thinks. Now, over the past 10 years, there are many studies that demonstrated a clear pattern on this finding. It has been consistent. So, it's really true that once you have a shortened sleep, you don't really perform that well. So, we are advising our viewers, especially the teenagers, take time to sleep so that you will be performing better in school. And for those who are graduates, you will be having more efficient in your work and, of course, with others. Once you are deprived of sleep, somehow there is a mental degrading and a slower process. You cannot think fast. You cannot decide quickly. And another one is because you lack sleep, you are easily disturbed. You cannot think efficiently. That's why you cannot concentrate. Even your teacher is telling you some important lessons. You would just look at her. You would just look at your teacher. You would nod, but you don't get anything. The same with your boss. He will give instruction. You would say yes, but you would notice before he gets out of the room, then you would have that question, what did he say? I need to ask again. So, lack of sleep gives you difficult time in concentration. And another one, the momentary lapse while you are driving, that few seconds somehow will prevent you. The closing of eyes for a short time will prevent you from seeing that child or that animal or another car from coming in, and accident really happens. Or there is a big percentage that accident will happen when you are sleepy, especially on driving. Now, one thing with sleep deprivation is there is another marked significance in your performance. A tired person can recall those long terms, the ones that you have done last week, last month, last year, on a very good basis. But one that is affected is your short-term memory. That's why in your decision making, the instruction just prior to your solving that problem is the one affected. Short-term. But once you are requested to recall for last time, I tell you, it will come out automatically. But for this, what did your boss said a while ago? You forget. So with the decision making that you're going to do, you forget the factors, you forget the criteria, and you will have a hard time doing that. Lack of sleep also will affect our moods. And I tell you, when you are lacking sleep, you get easily depressed. Yeah, it's not only affecting other moods, but you get somewhat not easy. Your irritability increases also. You lose the ability to enjoy the things that you are doing every day. Let's say once you go home, you want everything to be in order. Once it's not in order, you get mad at your child, mad at your wife, mad at your companion. Once you go to your work and the table is not set the way you like it on a normal basis, because you lack sleep, you easily get irritable. And with that, you don't enjoy things anymore. So, it's hard to get by the whole day. Another one, when we are lacking of sleep, is we can do automatic things. But moderate sleep is needed once you are going to have the routines problem solving. But if you would be solving more than that, it would think another or a deeper solution. It needs a deeper solution. And if you lack sleep, you cannot make it. So, creative solutions are not going to take effect if you lack sleep. And you need more of the sleep. Because if you don't have enough sleep, you are so tired, you know what? It's just like flying an airplane on an autopilot like the one that we have here. And you know, so many work will be done in an ordinary routine, that's fine. However, if you are going to change your plan, if you are going to change your route, there are some bad weather conditions, oh, you will really fail. So it's really nice that somehow we get enough sleep. Otherwise, trouble will be coming and accidents will happen just like this one. And remember, don't ever let a person repair your things when he is deprived of sleep. Engel Friedman and et al. Published something about the sleep in 1999, and they have found out that people who are deprived of sleep are unwilling to go beyond the normal problem solving. If it would take deeper thinking, more solutions on that, because they lack sleep, they won't bother accepting the idea of being the one to solve the problem. The bottom line is, when we allow ourselves to get tired, to be deprived of sleep, you know what happens? The highest mental function is compromised, and everything we do will have a negative effect. And you know, many things are affected because it's the brain that does the command. And you would see learning is affected, your reasoning is affected, and of course safety then, and the efficiency, and then you don't want to talk so much on debate, and once you go home, because you didn't have good day, and you didn't have good sleep, even your friends, your family, your children, your wife, you quarrel them because you were not able to perform well, because prior to that, you really lack sleep. Now, we might be asking what causes sleep deprivation then. Most common reasons of this thing that causes us not to sleep really well are, today we have the modern thing that is called internet. And instead of sleeping, there are many things that you would like to do. You want to talk with your friends or communicate with your friends through email on the other side of the globe, and that's the time he's awake. And so you don't want to lose that opportunity, so you stay late at night. And of course, because you work hard during the day, you don't want also to miss the replay of the shows, and you turn on your TV. You also would like to replay and be updated with the sports and the movies, and you don't want to get lost with this because the following day people will be talking about it, and you don't want to be delayed. You want to be abreast with all these informations. Another one is we work at night. As we all know, night shift gets a higher pay, and once you have a higher pay, you could buy more. However, not everything would have a good result. And this overwork and night shift, it's common now of what we call the call center. It's operating on a 24-hour basis, and sometimes you are assigned at night because at the other end of the globe or the other side of it is the one needing your services. So you stay late at night. Unfortunately, once you wake up in the morning, instead of sleeping, making it as your nighttime, because it's well lighted, it's daytime again, you don't sleep. And you want to go out, meet with friends. Sometimes you have to send your children to school. You have to prepare food for them. And then in the afternoon, instead of sleeping, you go and fetch them again. And just a little nap, you prepare for your night work. Another one is you can't sleep because you're so stressed. There are many things that are pressuring you, and you're so much conscious. You're much, let's say, having some things that are bothering you because of the coming work that is pressing on. Another one is you are, let's say, used or comfortable to living in a quiet environment. But this time you change environment. So it's noisy. There are many honkings of the car, especially here in the Philippines. Oh, they honk. They honk at will. Oh, they just tell you, we are here. So they call passengers, and if you stay by a highway or these main streets, honking is just part of the normal communication in driving. Another one is, once we use medication that has something to do with sleep, sometimes you really can't sleep. And there are, caffeine is not an exemption of that. And of course, if during the day you have slept enough or you don't have any much work to do, sedentary lifestyle, of course, is one of the factors why we cannot sleep. Because we have relaxed during the day and in the evening, no reason to sleep at all. So for now, I'm inviting everybody to examine our priorities. Yes, everything is being offered to us, but the choice is yours. Try to see whether there are some excessive things that are inviting us. Maybe our friends, our parties, sometimes evening chat with the other line, or you would like really to rest, but because you have so many appointments, cancel them off. Turn off. Remember to turn off your cell phones too at night, so that they will have not much of these stimulants that keep you awake. Another one is spirituality is much affected. It has an impact when we have sleep deprivation. Why? It's because when we are fully rested, then we could have time to concentrate and, relax and talk with God. But if you are not rested, instead of reading the Bible and talking with God, you use it, put it in your head, and before long, it's already morning. Once you are deprived of sleep, it is very hard to decide what is right and what is wrong. Remember, the ones that is most affected when you are sleep deprived, it is your short-term memory. The decision-making is much affected. So if you have these temptations that come your way, or you cannot decide really, you will just give in because you lack sleep. You don't want to bother anything about it. So you want just to give in. Another one is, this sleep deprivation is being used by our negotiators, especially for people that are hostage takers, and for some brainwashing. This is the one that's being used because they know that once you are deprived of your sleep, you know what happens? Oh, you give up easily. So after a day or two of not letting you sleep, they know on the fourth day or somewhere midway on the third day, you will give up because you don't know what to do anymore. And that's really somewhat disastrous. So it would be a lot good for you to have a better life by taking a good sleep. And you know what? It will give good results. So with our enough sleep, we have more time to talk with God. We have more time to receive information from Him. We have more time to concentrate and to deal much with our truth. That's why our spiritual life is enhanced and is being developed from time to time. So you would be asking me, how much sleep do we need then? Well, remember with these kids, they need more of the learning, and we need to maximize that by trying to see how we could let them sleep. So here we have suggestion as to how we could stay rested. First is have a regular hour for sleep. Mark it down. Let's say we need to sleep at 8 o'clock in the evening and then wake up at around 5 or 6 in the morning, whether it's still daytime or it's late already or still early. Make your schedule. Otherwise, many things are going to bother you. Many things are going to get your attention and let you stay awake. Another one is have a daily exercise. That's really important. That's why those who love badminton, boy, I tell you, go badminton for that. Those who like to play basketball, do it because you need a daily exercise. And those who would like to walk around, do it as much as possible on a daily basis because it will give you good result on sleeping. And of course, we will also be reminded that having a healthy diet, eating a wholesome fruits, grains, nuts in the most, let's say, natural way that it could be, it's really going to add you good rest also. And remember, God has designed our body to rest on a weekly basis. Give a day to talk with Him and another day for the family and recreation, and that would be wonderful. Rest on a weekly basis is also good. And avoid alcohol and other stimulants that will keep you awake. And for those who are sleeping beside the lampposts and the highways, it is best to have a dark, quiet room so that you could sleep nicely. Remember, your eyelids there are sensitive to light. That just a little light will tell you to wake up. So it is recommended that you have an eye patch. You could have it in some of the stores available in the health stores because we recommend more than 7 hours of sleep. And for those who are taking on a daily nap, 15 minutes to 30 minutes of nap somehow is still okay. And you know what? Prior to your sleeping, one advice is mend your problems. Solve them before you sleep because once you don't have problems at all, sleep is much sweeter. And of course, I'd like you to recall that we should trust in our divine power. Learn to trust God. Learn to control your stress and anxiety positively by putting our trust in the Lord. As we could see here in Proverbs 3:24, that when we lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down and your sleep will be sweet. To close, there are significant rewards for choosing to get enough rest because a rested person will accomplish more in less time and do it better, more efficiently, and safer, and better lovers of God, spouses, children, and others.
Wow, that was very informative.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Varona, for adding more years to our life by giving us tips on how to improve our sleep.
Truly, knowledge is power. Without power, we won't be able to make the right choices that would enable us to get rid of the worst illness of all, which is ignorance.
But knowledge is not enough. We must remember to apply the secrets of proper nutrition, regular exercise, adequate water, sunlight, temperance, fresh air, rest, and of course, trust in God in our everyday lives. But let's not just stop there.
Let us share this with the people around us so that they would be able to get to know the secrets that we have here. I am Mark.
And I am Wian. Join us again on our next episode of
Longevity Secret.
Bringing hope the world around the clock,
around
Channel.
the globe.
There is hope. Hope Channel.